Well, hello, yogis. You're in the machine, and this is the gentle yoga flow. What makes it gentle? You do. It's your yoga. You can always dial it down or turn it up depending on what you want. That's the beauty of Hatha yoga. It's whatever you need it to be. This is a simple flow with easy transitions, not too much engagement, and even a little cheating for any time you're tired or you want to relax or you have a physical limitation, or maybe you just don't feel like doing 40 sun salutations. Let's do it. Okay, let's start this gentle yoga flow. Remember, nice and easy. Do what you do. Don't do what you don't do. Let's start in a seated position, middle of the mat, cross-legged, on your knees, whatever works for you. I'll be on my knees because it's an easy transition to tabletop, which is where we're headed. Hands resting on knees, spine up nice and tall, and let's just inhale and exhale a few times to sort of set the breath pace and to give ourselves permission to be here gently doing yoga. So in through the nose, great big breath with a little pause. Out through the mouth, let it go. Big inhale, one more time. Hold it for just a second. Out through the mouth all the way. Let's seal the lips, see if we can't finish the rest of this routine by breathing in and out of our nose only. From here, relaxed position, spine is straight, shoulders are up above hips. Let's just do a few little neck circles in each direction. Try to relax everything except your head and neck. Isolate that cervical vertebrae and all the muscles around it. Nice and easy. Remember, this is more of a restorative routine. Switch directions. Sometimes we think every practice has to be like really high speed with flexibility gains and so forth, but sometimes the restoration is actually necessary if you're looking for those gains in flexibility. And when you're even on both sides, let's put that head back on straight. A few shoulder circles. Nice and extended, maybe more than your shoulders have moved today. Switch directions. Always feels normal going in one direction and weird going in the other for me. Backwards is normal, forward feels kind of funky. But in yoga, we do everything equal. Top to bottom, side to side, front to back, right to left. Let's find a neutral position and a few cat-cow type movements, rounding as we exhale. Separate the scapula, drop the chin, push the spine back toward the rear of the mat, and then arching as we inhale, cow style. Scapula together, shoulders down off the ears. Exhale, cat. Rounded, stretch that entire spine, chin is down. Inhale, cow. Few more on your own. Remember to breathe. Try to time your breath, exhaling when we close the body and inhaling when we open the body. Let's go back to neutral, easy little spinal twist, more like a spinal turn. So we're going to have the left hand over across to the right leg. Grab the buns with the right side, with the right hand. Easy little twist, not too much, we're not warm yet. Just barely look over that right shoulder. Maybe you get a teeny bit deeper every time you exhale. And now let's switch it out. Right over to the left. Left hand grabs the left bun. Nice, easy twist. Not too much yet. Remember, this is a gentle flow. You want to be gentle with yourself, but you still want to warm up. So we move the spine front to back and twisting. Now we're just going to move it side to side. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches up and over to the right. I like this kickstand. This right hand here is a kickstand. Not only keeps me from plopping over, but I can give a little push to kind of drive my left hip to the left. Just a side body stretch, nothing special. And we'll switch it out. Both arms up, Left hand down, right arm reaches up and over to the left. Pushing the right hip to the right. And even though this is a kickstand, don't fall into it. It's just there to help a little bit, not to completely support you. And when we're even on both sides, we'll reach up again. Hands back to the knees or the top of the thighs. Let's find a tabletop, however you like to get there. I like to roll up, plant the palms under the shoulders, plant the knees under the hips. Engage the tabletop just for a second. Don't squeeze it, don't get crazy, but make sure you can feel your core engaging to support that low back. Let's do just a few more real cat-cows. So we'll inhale, looking up, lifting the tailbone, dropping the stomach. Exhale, looking down, tucking the tailbone, pulling the stomach up. Inhaling, cow, and exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow, exhaling, cat. Maybe just a couple more, maybe some sort of random movements if that feels good. Circling into the wrists and pushing back into the hips in each direction, of course. And now at the center of our mat, let's start this little modified flow. So from this tabletop, all we're going to do is bring our hands forward. You can slide them or walk them, but I'm going to load my buns, drive my hands, set the forearms down, and drop all the way to a Sphinx pose. So it's a super simple back bend without much pressure, not too much lift. My back's still doing the work, but not all the work. So remember, this is a relaxing routine. I don't want to be cramping those lower back muscles. Just a little bit of lift, supported by the arms. Forearms are parallel, looking forward, lifting the chin, but not jamming up the neck. And now let's push the buns back, puppy pose. So my hands will come with me, drop the forearms, drop the head, lift the tailbone. Should feel like an arching, almost like a back bend here. Remember to breathe. So the upper body really has like a down dog sensation, but we're giving our legs a break. Let's put the toes together and drive it back, child's pose. Bring the hands with you, drop the head. Let the spine round, it's important. It's how child pose gets its name, from this sort of fetal position. So my back is rounded from the tailbone to the neck. Settle in. And let's inhale, bring it up to tabletop again. Set the hands and knees where they're supposed to go. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And we'll bring it forward, back to Sphinx. Load the buns, slide the hands, elbows down, hips down, lead with the chest, shoulders off the ears. Remember to breathe. And we'll pull the buns back, find puppy pose. Hands go with us, head down, arms out. You can have your elbows on the mat or up off the mat, but it's really important that you maintain this tailbone up, kind of like you're doing a back bend. That's the sensation. And we'll counter that by pushing the buns back to child's pose. Remember to breathe. And when you're ready, tabletop again. Let's do that one more time and then add to it a little bit faster this time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Load the buns back and slide it into Sphinx. Inhale up. Exhale back to puppy pose. Head down. Inhale. And an exhale to child's pose. Rounding the back. Now when we're ready on an inhale, we'll bring it back to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Slide it forward, load the hips. Sphinx pose, little back bend. Lead with the hips. Back to puppy pose. Big inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Let's inhale, bring it back to tabletop. This time we're taking the left foot, stepping it back behind, top of the foot to the mat. We're just gonna slide it a little bit. Drive it back, little stretch on that right hip, kind of like a pigeon, but without so much tension. Go back as far as you want, but leave your hands where they were. So your upper body is still pretty much like the tabletop, at least as far as the shoulders go and the palm placement, and you're driving back that left leg to the right rear corner for a hip on a stretch on the right hip. Let's bring it out and switch it out. So left knee down, right foot back and behind, top of the foot down and slide it. Keep the hands where they are. Stretch on the left hip. Like a pigeon benefits without all the pigeon pain. And when we're even on both sides, we'll bring it back up. Plant it, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Load the hips, slide the hands. Sphinx pose. Pelvis is down. Tops of the feet are down. And let's push it back. Lead with the hips again. Puppy pose. Head is down. Back is arched, or at least it feels arched. We'll exhale, settle into the child's pose. And when we're ready, back to tabletop. Set your hands and knees where they go. Left foot back and to the right rear corner. Stretch it back as far as feels good. Let's bring it up this time. We're going to land the left knee at the right ankle. Leave the left hand, right hand, grab the buns. Easy little twist. Remember to breathe. This little bind with the legs is great because it keeps your hips from trying to chase your twist, so you get a pretty good twist out of it. And let's unwind it all. Repeat on the other side. Right foot back to the left rear corner. Slide it, top of the foot on the mat as far as feels good. Should be a stretch to the outside of the hip. Settling in and breathing. Palms still on the mat. And when we're even, we'll bring that right knee on the mat still to the left ankle. Right hand down, left hand grabs the buns, push away, and twist. Nice and easy. Only as much as feels good. And when it's even on both sides, we'll bring it back, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Load the hips. Find Sphinx. Pushing it back. Puppy pose. Lead with the hips. Drag the fingers, forehead down. Tailbone is up. And now, up that tailbone. Landing. Child's pose, rounding the back. Remember to breathe. And finding tabletop. One more time. We'll speed it up just a little bit. Left foot back and to the left. Or to the right, rather. Stretch it out as far as feels good. Bring it up. Knee to ankle. Right hand. Twist. And back to tabletop. Right foot back to the left. Stretch it out. Pigeon style. Bring the right knee, left ankle. Right hand stays, left hand grip. Twist to the left. Nice and easy. Remembering to breathe. And back to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Load the hips. Slide into Sphinx Pose. Lead with the hips. Back to puppy. Head is down. Tailbone is lifted. And child's pose. Take a couple of extra breaths here in child's pose. Forehead is on the mat. Hands out front. Remembering to breathe. Let's add just a little something and find some simple little gravitational stretches. So we're back here. Neutral tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's take the left hand, reach it over to the left just a little bit for balance. And we're going to lift the right hip. A little modified, sort of a half moon. So if you want, you can lift your leg. If you want, you can grab your leg, but all we're doing is just a little balancing in a low half moon pose. Don't dump into that shoulder, drive out. Head is still even above the shoulders. Let's switch it out. Back to tabletop, right hand up and over to the right just a little bit. Lift the left hip. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. This is a great way to practice half moon. If you're trying to feel the sensation, just imagine all this with your right leg planted underneath you. And a little less weight off the arm, of course. Lift the leg if it feels good. But whatever you do, make sure it's easy. And when you're ready, since we're open on this side, we're going to swing this leg up to a little low lunger's lunge. Back and forth. Drop the hips. Pull them back as straight as you want to go with the leg. If it feels open, lock it out. If not, then don't. Remembering to breathe. Let's find that low lunge and imagine the cat-cow movement. It's not going to move much, but we're going to engage those muscles. So lift the shoulders like you're doing a cow, and then straighten the leg or close to it and round the back like you're doing a cat. One more. Cow. Cat. Back to that low runner's lunge. Let's lift the back knee, nice and easy. Step to the top of the mat. Feet are about hip width. Knees are bent. We're just going to forward fold. Nice and easy, kind of a ragdoll. Shifting the weight right and left. Let the head be heavy. Don't let your cap fall off. Remember to breathe. Let's straighten our legs once if we can, and then set the left hand down, bending the left leg, reaching the right arm up. And we'll switch it out. Reach down, straighten the legs if you can, bend the right leg, set the right hand down, lift the left arm up. Easy little twist, nice and gentle. And when it's even on both sides, we'll hang again. Maybe straighten the legs just one time. Bend both knees. Let's step the left foot back. Low runner's lunge on the right. Drop the knee. Move in and out of it just a few times. Nice and easy, restorative, and gentle. I feel like Bob Ross painting when I try to talk nice and soft, because I'm usually loud and spastic, according to some people that I live with. If you want to straighten the leg and bend back in, straighten the leg and bend back in. Let's find some stability in that low runner's lunge for a few of these cat-cow type movements. Remember, you're not going to move that much, but we're going to engage in the same way. So imagine arching cow style as you inhale, and then straighten the leg as much as is comfortable and round it, separate the scapula. Cat style. Bring it forward. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Leg doesn't have to go straight unless it feels really good. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And now, as gently as you can, let's find our way to a seat. I'm just going to pull my back leg under me, and here we go. Excellent. Let's find an easy seated posture. A couple of deep breaths. And we'll finish with some really easy gravitational stretches. That means we're just letting the weight of the body do the work instead of binding or pulling or getting too aggressive. So starting out, feet out front, forward, fold. Again, I mentioned we do a little cheating. If it feels better to point your toes or curl your pinky side in or relax your back, do it. This is just keeping you in the routine and keeping you moving. Feels okay to me, so I'm going to flatten the front of my feet and engage my quads, hands at center, and then I'm going to forward fold as far as I can with the weight of my chest. So actually I get to here, and I'm just going to rest my elbows and let the weight of my body do the work. Usually in this posture we grab and pull and breathe and get all aggressive. It sounds like a Lamaze class when you're really trying to get the depth. But here, nice and relaxing. Should still feel some tension. If you're not this low, maybe you just kind of post your hands to the side. Maybe you rest your forearms on your knees, whatever works. Low stress. Sometimes giving ourselves permission to have like an easy, sort of less than perfect, low speed practice keeps us going. If you think every time you hit the mat, you got to be in fifth gear, if you don't feel like it, you might skip it altogether. The key to yoga practice is consistency, whatever your goals are, or if you have no goals, consistency still matters. And when we're feeling good in this spot, let's come up nice and easy, one vertebrae at a time. Let's bring the right heel in near the buns, and let's rest the left foot over figure four style. So your ankle bone is near the end of your thigh. And don't push or get impressive, just rest here. That might even mean that the knee is way up here and you're kind of resting back. Just let the weight of the leg do its thing. If it feels okay, you might lean in a little bit. Just nice, easy, relaxing, gentle flow. Happy little flow. Breathing here. Take your time. Sometimes these easy poses are a great place to reset your breath, to practice that pranayama breath in and out of your nose. A lot of times when we're tired, let's switch it out. Left foot in near the buns, right ankle over figure four style. A lot of times when we're tired, it's because we're holding our breath or we're taking shallow breaths because we're focusing and thinking so much. And a lot of times it's because we're really exhausted. But that should be kind of like a measuring stick for your practice. If you're really winded, you're either really out of shape and you need to back it off, or you're breathing wrong and you need to make that correction. And when we're even here on both sides, just another outside hip stretch. Let's bring it in butterfly style. Again, weight of the legs only. So we're going to pull our heels toward our groin. Soles of the feet together. I still like to make this grip just to stop from falling over. It's not to force any stretch, but just to kind of keep me upright. So it's one hand on 10 toes and the other hand on that hand. Tall in the spine, and I'm just going to let the weight of my legs stretch those adductors. Remember to breathe. Sometimes getting out of breath also means you're talking too much, but that should be my problem, not yours. Settle in. And when you're ready, let's find easy pose again. Straight spine. Shoulders over hips. Hands wherever they want to relax. Let's finish with 3 breaths. Big inhale, brief pause. Big exhale. Number 2, big inhale. Brief pause. Big exhale. Last one. Big inhale. Big exhale. That was a gentle flow. Remember, any flow can be gentle. It depends on what you want to do with your yoga. If you like the machine, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the little bell, and we'll see you next time.
But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering.